What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for some more content for you guys, and today we'll be looking at the team of the season so far, about 14-15 games into the season. A lot of surprise packages so far. Me and Sim have picked our team of the season so far. We've picked our own individual teams, and we'll see how we go. We'll give a bit of comparison, but the first thing is I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I want to know your teams in the comment section below. And if you're new around here, do scroll down and smash that subscribe button and smash that like button, and let's get straight into it. Starting off with the goalkeepers, and we'll get into my team first, and I've gone for Nick Pope in goal. I think Newcastle have had the meanest defence so far, and I think Pope has been absolutely pivotal to that, and he's having a really good season.
Yeah, I've also gone Nick Pope. I think he's actually been exceptional. He's made some really crucial saves. It's not just been simple as Newcastle having the best defence just because they've not conceded any chances. Like, Pope's been tested a lot, and he's really stood up to the challenge on many occasions, and he's made crucial saves to get clean sheets for Newcastle, and I think he's been exceptional.
Yeah, completely agree. So that's a unanimous decision for Nick Pope in goal, and surely he gets the #1 jersey at the World Cup, right?
Well, Southgate likes to go with his tried and tested players, doesn't he? So I wouldn't put money on it, but I think he is our best keeper.
Let's move on to the right back, and I have chosen Kieran Trippier at right back. He's been sensational. The output that he's doing both defensively and offensively has been second to none this season. An FPL player's dream with his clean sheets and assists as well, and even can chime in with a goal here and there as well. So one that we let go way too early, and we're suffering for it now, but Kieran Trippier has to go in that right back slot.
I have to agree. I don't think anyone touches Trippier so far this season. I've also put in my team. I think it's just goals and assists, but his chance creation, he's putting chance after chance on a plate for the Newcastle players. And, you know, Newcastle don't have, on paper anyway, the best strike force, but they're just getting the best supply there is through Kieran Trippier, and he's been phenomenal. He's really proving a lot of people wrong this season when it comes to his performances, and he looks like he's getting better as time goes on. So he's becoming a very good player, and definitely one that Spurs are ruining for sure, letting go, but he's been phenomenal this season.
Yeah, and I feel like his defensive work has got so much better since leaving Spurs as well, because that last year at Spurs, when everyone's berating him, everyone's talking about how poor defensively he is. And since going to Atletico under Diego Simeone, he seems to improve that tenfold, literally. But Trippier, another unanimous decision at right back. Are we going to have any differences this video? We'll see. Right centre back, I am going for a dirty gooner in Saliba, unfortunately, but he has been unbelievable so far this season. He's been, for me, the key difference to the Arsenal team this season. And he's just a man mountain. He's so quick, so strong. I mean, what can I say? His ball playing ability as well, absolutely second to none. Brilliant player. Yeah,
I have to agree. I think Saliba's been amazing. I think he's allowed Arsenal to play in a certain way where he allows Arsenal to push really high up the pitch, and he could just mop any sort of counter-attack. The amount of counter-attacks he has stopped where Arsenal have been in a vulnerable position and Saliba just comes and mops it up has been unbelievable, to be honest. And I have to say he's been the best centre-back this season. He's been absolutely brilliant.
All right, and moving on to the next centre-back, I have actually gone for Lisandro Martinez of Manchester United. He struggled in his first few games in English football. Obviously, a lot of people clowned on him with his height and everything like that, but I think he's been second to none after his sticky patch after the first few games. Super aggressive for a small guy like that. He wins so much in the air as well. He contributes so much to pushing Manchester United up the field as well. I know it's a bit outside the box because, man, you haven't been so great defensively for the most part this season, but clean sheets are starting to come a little bit for Manchester United. So I think him as an isolated player, I think he's been standout, to be honest, and that's why I've gone for him next to Saliba.
I've gone for Fabian Schär of Newcastle. I think he's been exceptional, and he's been it's an interesting one. Fabian Schär. He's been in Newcastle a while with having lots of injury problems. He hasn't really nailed down consistent performances, but ever since Eddie Howe's come in, he's been able to get him on the pitch on a regular basis, and I think he's now showing how good of a centre back he can be. I think he's always been a fixture for Switzerland, and his ball playing ability is absolutely fantastic. He's really good on the ball. He's got a real mean strike on him as well, and I think defensively this season he's really been a stalwart for Newcastle at the back, so I put him in my team.
Yeah, I think I think Shah has been absolutely brilliant so far this season. But for me, I think just Martinez, the way he plays the game, just stands out for me. And you know me, I've been waxing lyrical about Martinez for a long time now, and I wish we would have signed him. But I think like after those first few games for Man United, he really has stood up for them and been one of their best players.
Yeah, he's been good. He's definitely been good after a tricky start.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the first difference so far. Shah against Martinez. Let us know in the comment section below who you would put in your team of the year so far. But let's get into the left back. And I have chosen on left back is João Cancelo of Manchester City. I mean, doesn't really need much explanation. The guy is an absolute baller. Going forward, he's probably the best fullback in the league. The amount of goals and assists he gets, second to none. I mean, the guy is an absolute king of that position, literally.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, obviously Cancelo is phenomenal. I don't think he's been as good this season as he has been in maybe last season, but he's still up there with being one of the best, if not the best fullback in the league. He's been phenomenal. But I've gone for Dan Burn of Newcastle. Very Newcastle heavy back line, but understandably so. They've had a very good defensive season. Obviously, honourable mention to Zinchenko, who's had a very good season as well. But I think Dan Burn has played at left back for, natural centre back, but he's played left back for the majority of the season, and he's really surprised me of his efficiency, not just at the back, where obviously he's a man mountain and defensively he's very solid, but getting forward as well. In a few games he's got forward really well and actually been a big attacking threat for Newcastle. He's obviously been a big threat from set pieces as well. And I have to say, Dan Burn has really impressed me. I thought once they signed Botman and stuff, Dan Burn might have been out of the team, but he's found a new home at left back and he's doing really well there. So fair play to him.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree. I mean, Dan Burn has been absolutely brilliant so far this season, but I just can't look past João Cancelo, even though he hasn't been as strong as maybe he did, as we did see with him last season, but the numbers are still there with Cancelo, so he's been absolutely brilliant. Let's move on to the midfield. This is a 4-3-3, by the way. The first midfielder I'm going to talk about is Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, you can't have a team of the year without Kevin De Bruyne in it, let's be honest. He's been absolutely sensational this season. Everything's gone through him like as per usual. Absolute assist machine, getting goals as well, and his link-up play with Erling Haaland has been absolutely second to none, so you can't really look past Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I put him in as well. 3 goals and 10 assists. I mean 10 assists, 3 goals and 10 assists in 14 games. It's ridiculous numbers, and I think he's just been sensational throughout the whole season, to be fair. So you can't look past Kevin De Bruyne. He's been an absolute phenomenon yet again this season, so he has to be in the team so far.
All right, and let's move on to the deepest player in the midfield. And we had to squeeze in a Spurs player somewhere, and it is Rodrigo Bentancur. 4 goals so far this season. I think 2 assists in there as well. The guy's just gone from strength to strength this season. He's been Spurs' most consistent performer this year in the Premier League, and he's just added so much more to his game this season than he had to last season. He's really taking authority and responsibility on that football pitch, and Spurs are really paying the benefits because of that, and I think there's more to come from Bentancur as well.
Yeah, I thought he started the season fairly well, and if we were basing it on how he started the season, maybe he just misses out, but I think in the last few weeks he has been absolutely phenomenal. I think he's been one of the best players in the league, and over the last few weeks he's been that good in every single game. As you say, his defensive work is second to none. He's always been brilliant defensively, but then he's really started to add that offensive contribution as well. 4 goals and 2 assists for a midfielder of Bentancur's quality is great going, and he not only that, but he's getting big goals, stepping up in big moments for Spurs recently as well. So he's really becoming that big time moment player at the moment, and I just think he offers so much now going forward. So I think he deserves his place.
Absolutely. And my third midfielder is going to be James Maddison of Leicester. Obviously, Leicester have been struggling massively probably since a month ago, and they were conceding so many goals, and James Maddison was the only one really stepping up from them time and time again. The amount of goals and assists he's got this season in a struggling Leicester team is so impressive. 7 goals, 4 assists in 13 games for a struggling Leicester team, I think is absolutely amazing. Got his call up to the World Cup as well, and deservedly so. And this guy as well, last season I thought he was really good with the numbers and how he was producing for Leicester, but I think he's taken up a few notches this season.
Yeah, to be getting those numbers in a team that was been really struggling, even when they were losing games, he was still getting goals and assists regularly, and it's no surprise that he was continuing with that even once Leicester's form started to improve like it had done recently. But you got to give him so much credit for he gained Leicester some points even when they were playing really badly. He was the only one, like the only shining light. They would lose like 3-1 and he would have a goal or an assist to his name. I think he's been brilliant. He's kind of been playing that free role this season for Leicester, and with that free role he's kind of added that imagination to their team, and so regularly he's coming up with goals and assists, and I can't look past him in my team. I just think he's been brilliant throughout the whole season, and it's just a shame he's playing in a team in the bottom half because his quality should be in European football for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to get a move soon, and I'd love it if we could sign him. I think he would be an absolutely brilliant signing for us. But that's a middle three. We've both gone the exact same middle three of De Bruyne, Bentancur and Maddison. Now let's go to the front line, and on the right wing I've gone for Miguel Almiron, who's absolutely come out of nowhere this season. Eddie Howe has done such a brilliant job with him. 15 games, 8 goals, 1 assist, when his previous best for Newcastle was 4 goals in a season. He's already doubled that. The quality of the goals he's scoring is absolutely sensational. He's also contributing to other players scoring and really making Newcastle tick going forward. So I think Almiron has been absolutely sensational this season.
Yeah, I mean, it notched that to another one of the redemption arcs that Eddie Howe is fulfilling, following from Joel Linton, who's somehow turned into an amazing centre mid, and now Almiron is turning into one of the best right wingers in the league this season. It's absolutely incredible. I can't look past him either. It's not, as you say, it's not just the volume of goals, it's the quality of each goal. I can't think of a bad goal he scored. Every single one has been an absolute banger this season. Outside the box, left-footed, top corner, keepers can't get near him, and then obviously his dribbling abilities, adding that fear factor that he's always had that pace and that hard working attitude, and now he's adding that quality at the end of it to have something to show for it, and he's really unlocking that untapped potential, and it's showing what you can do with good coaching and the right attitude, and he's been sensational this season and a real shining light for Newcastle.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move to the front. The striker, I think we all know who's going to go there in there. It's Harry Kane, obviously. Now, Erling Haaland, absolutely unbelievable season. 18 goals in 13 games, 3 assists in there as well. The guy's been an absolute beast since joining the Premier League, and what more can I say? It's Erling Haaland.
He's been a joke. He's been. I look. However good you expected him to be, I don't think anyone expected 18 goals in his first 15 games. I mean, it's 14 games. I mean, it's ridiculous, the numbers he's getting. I don't care if they're all poachers' efforts or whatever they are. He's getting in those positions, and he's been absolutely devastating in front of goal. And
his movement is elite.
Yeah, his strength, and it's just his strength as well. His speed, physically, you can't get near him. Once he gets a run on you, it's over. The amount of chances, obviously, Man City create for him as well, just means he's getting banging goal after goal after goal every single game, and he's been an absolute sensation. He's been ridiculous. As much as I wanted Kane in there, and with 12 goals in 15 games, he can't be ruled out. But Haaland has just taken those goal scoring exploits to another level, and he's 5 goals now off the Golden Boot of last season, which is ridiculous.
Crazy, absolutely crazy from Erling Haaland. And to complete my final 11 on the left hand side, it was an interesting one because there's quite a few big performers in that position this season. You've got Martinelli of Arsenal, you've got Trossard of Brighton, but I sided with Phil Foden of Manchester City. I actually think he's been really good this season. He's stepping up as well, season on season. His best season total in goals is 9, and he's already got 7 this season. Added with 3 assists, I think that he's really performing at the highest level maybe he's ever even performed consistently in a Man City shirt, and that's why I went for him.
And I went for Leandro Trossard, who obviously has 7 goals and 3 assists this season for Brighton. And not only has he got those goals, he scored in big games. He scored against Man City, he scored against Chelsea, he scored a hat-trick at Anfield as well. I think he's.
Are those the only games he scored in, though?
No, I don't think so.
Because that's what, 3, 4, 5. So he scored 2 more goals apart.
Yeah,
from
I mean,
that,
Foden got a hat-trick in one game as well.
True.
So, like, I think Trossard has been exceptional for Brighton this season. He's really stepped up for them when they've needed him, especially over the change of manager. He's really stepped up for the new manager, De Zerbi, as well. And I think he's been fairly consistent. I know he hasn't got goals and assists every week, but even when he hasn't got goals and assists, he's still a vital part of their attack. And Brighton right now sit in, I think, 7th position, and a lot of that is down to him. And I think he's been phenomenal this season, better than he's been in any other season. So fair play to Trossard for his start of the season, and he earns a spot in my team of the season so far.
Manager?
Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Eddie Howe.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Look, he's 3rd in the league with Newcastle. That's unbelievable. Like, I don't think it's eclipsed by any other manager this season.
I can't think of any other manager that has done a better job than Eddie Howe
is
this
manager of the season. If he can get Newcastle Champions League, that'll be the biggest achievement this season, I think, out of anyone.
Do you think so?
I think so.
You don't think Antonio Conte gets a mention?
Conte, yeah. I mean, look, he repeated what he did last season if he gets Champions League, but Eddie Howe taking a team.
Let's say Eddie Howe
from
finishes
19th from 20th to Champions League in a year and a half.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And they made signings, but not as many as maybe people would have thought.
I mean, look how he's got Almiron playing. It's mad. Look how he got Joe Linton playing.
Shaw.
You know what I mean? Shaw. It's not just big signings. He's taken what they already have and improved them immeasurably. So fair play to him.
All right. So no other special mentions for manager?
Nothing to note.
All right. So we'll end it there. That is our team of the season so far. Let's just run through the 2 teams. We'll go through my one first. And I've gone for Pope in goal, a back 4 of Trippier, Saliba, Martinez and Cancelo, a middle 3 of Bentancur, De Bruyne and Maddison, and then Almiron and Foden supporting Erling Haaland up top. I mean, yours is very similar, but you do have a couple of differences.
Yeah, obviously I've got a bit more of a Newcastle heavy back line. I've got Pope in goal, Trippier, Saliba, Shaw and Burn in the back line. Bentancur, De Bruyne and Maddison in the midfield of Almiron, Haaland and Leandro Trossard up front. So that's my team of the season. Let us know in the comment section below who you agree with.
Yeah, exactly. So
and your teams of the season.
Yeah, put your teams of the season in the comment section below. You're going to have more content for us from us today. We're going to be looking at all the Tottenham players going to the World Cup, and you might even have a Tottenham update today if you're lucky as well. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.